Minecraft AI took the internet by storm. It's insane how in just 1 year, we had the horrifying Will Smith trying to eat spaghetti to having basically a full-blown Minecraft game being generated in AI in real time. It's truly scary how fast AI is evolving. We'll probably have AI-generated GTA 6 before the actual GTA 6. If that really happened, by the way, I genuinely believe there may not be any hope for us in the future. We are all cooked for real. Might as well start learning how to be a barista because my computer science degree is basically worthless. So, Deepfake AI Research Labs released this Minecraft AI on the 31st of October to showcase the power of real-time generative AI. This AI lets you play Minecraft at a whopping 20 frames per second. By the way, this is without using no game engine, no game code, no animations, no models, nothing. Every frame is an AI-generated image, which is made on the fly. So you know that 20 frames per second kind of seems impressive now, doesn't it? Every 20th of a second, the AI reads the previous frame and what the input as users we give it, and then determines what the next frame should look like. Do you understand how nuts this is? It can generate an image in less than 1/20th of a second and even compute all the variables alongside it. And this kind of just blows my mind how we've gotten to this point. But this begs the question, how does this all work? It first starts by taking the very first frame. This frame has a lot of data, such as lighting and textures and whatnot. This data is very hard to process as it requires a lot of memory and computational power. So this uses a spatial encoder. Whoa. What the hell is a spatial encoder? Well, it sounds like something straight out of Star Wars. However, it's not that complicated. Trust me. Let me break it down for you. To explain what the spatial encoder does, we first need to understand what a latent space is. A latent space is just an abstract representation of the frame data. It will contain all the necessary information for the AI model. So all a spatial autoencoder does is just compress the frame into latent space so the AI can understand it. Make sense? Not really. I don't get it either. Next, after this, we have the data we feed into the latent diffusion backbone. I swear they're just making these up as they go along. This simply uses the latent space to generate the future frames based on the user inputs and the previous frames. Think of the data given as a half-finished painting, then all it does, based on the inputs and what it can guess and know about Minecraft, it tries to finish off the painting. And all of this is done in 1/20th of a second. 0.04 seconds. Wow. To really understand how revolutionary this is an incredibly fast text-to-video model which takes about 1 second to generate one frame of a video. This makes Oasis at least 20 times faster than other video models such as Sora, some of the other AI models which have taken the internet by storm. And this is all doing this in real time based on user inputs as well. So kinda a no-brainer of which one is more impressive. So it is fair to say AI has gotten quite a long way. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you thought that AI games started with Minecraft. Well, you'd be wrong. We've been obsessed with AI for a while now, if you haven't noticed. It's gotten to the point where it's genuinely exhausting hearing for the nth time how you can use AI to escape the matrix or how AI is going to change every single industry. I mean, they're not wrong. This is an entire video about AI after all. Doom is one of the most iconic games ever made all the way back in the 90s. A lot of you are probably too young to have ever played this game. Well, actually, let me know in the comments if you have, because I'm making a poll which may or may not be used in an upcoming video. So if you want to take part of that, just simply drop a comment and I will go through all of them because I have nothing to do. Apart from Doom being a pivotal moment in gaming history, being one of the first 3D-ish video games ever made, it's been kept alive to this day by people running Doom on devices that honestly have no place running this game. And I'm gonna quickly run you through a few of my favorites. Here we have Doom running on a black and white e-ink display. Now, this is pretty cool because e-ink displays are usually used for reading, and I don't do that, mainly because I can barely read English. So this is way more of a better use than whatever it was being used beforehand. Or maybe it's not used for reading and I'm just stupid, but who knows. Anyway, more importantly, here's Doom running on a camera. So, that's pretty interesting because you take photos with cameras, not play video games. Wow. Alright, here we go. This one's actually pretty interesting. We have Doom running on a all-in-one washing machine. If you're telling me that's not impressive, you are probably lying, okay? Because it's a washing machine. It's a washing machine. Here we have a really interesting one. We have Doom running on a card payment machine. Because what else are you going to use the card payment machine? Imagine you're going up to the till to buy a fresh can of white Monster Energy and you see the cashier playing Doom. That will be pretty cool, and I'm going to add that to my bucket list of things to achieve in my life. And one of my personal favorites, we have Doom running on a volumetric display. Yes, a literal hologram playing Doom. Pretty badass. All of these are cool, but one of the coolest things I have ever seen will probably be this guy using multiple toasters to play Doom. And realistically speaking, this is also one of the only socially acceptable reasons to own multiple toasters. Because owning multiple toasters is just psychotic behavior, in my opinion. Why would you need multiple toasters? So far, people have been porting the original code and running it on extremely obscure hardware. But what we're about to show is taking things to a new level, a new way to play Doom never seen before. Because researchers at Google have made a generative AI version of Doom using neural networks which learn how to recreate the game based on training data, not using any of the game's code at all. And to its credit, it looks pretty damn good. And if I told you this wasn't the AI, you would not believe me. And you shouldn't, because I'm a pathological liar and I just lied to you. That is actually footage of Doom, and this is the AI footage. Or am I lying? No, this one actually is the AI this time. You can tell if you look for the super subtle glitches and artifacting. And here's something more interesting. In one of the papers where they showcase the AI, it is quoted that humans are only slightly better than random chance than distinguishing short clips of the game from the simulation, meaning pretty hard to tell apart the AI from the actual game. So definitely reaching new grounds here. I'm gonna save you guys the boredom, and we're not gonna dive into the technical aspects of how this AI works, but it does work differently from Oasis's Minecraft AI setup, just like how you can manage multiple aspects of the in-game function in Minecraft, such as the inventory and equip items. You can do the same in Doom and manage in-game stats such as player health, ammunition, and enemy interactions. Really cool to see you can fight completely AI generated enemies. It's like they're trying to prepare us for the AI invasion. Even though both of these AI games function somewhat similar, it is interesting to see how these two different groups went different routes to achieve a similar outcome, and they both done it successfully, just going to show how much work is being thrown into AI nowadays, seeing so many different methods being used to push the AI industry. But I have to give credit where credit is due. This Doom AI copy genuinely looks like a playable game, and you honestly could have fooled me. They say it plays at 20 FPS, and with that being said, it probably plays like trash, but I think the original Doom probably played at 20 FPS as well, so I mean, we're not really working with a lot here. I had no expectation that I would get this far. So 2 months after Google unveiled their Doom AI, some researchers dropped something even more insane, a new AI model called Diamond. And this one is way more impressive than Doom AI in my opinion. Diamond, which stands for Diffusion as a Model of Environment Dreams. Yeah, I have no idea how they went from that to Diamond. This is some next level vocabulary gymnastics. How is this even an acronym? Shouldn't it be Diamond or something? I don't know. Putting that aside, Diamond is a lot more of an impressive model. They were able to have an AI simulate old Atari games like Pong, Breakout, or Roadrunner, but this isn't even the most impressive part, because it can even simulate the CSGO Dust 2 map. And the best part, you can play it. And I'll put the link to the GitHub link for this one in the description, so you can waste your time playing AI CSGO. So let's play a game. I'll show you some gameplay clips and you have to guess whether it's AI or real. I'll put a series of clips and you'll have 3 seconds for each clip to see if it's the real CSGO or the AI CSGO. Now, let me know how you guys did on that challenge. And while you're down there, how about you go click like and please give me a subscribe because I'm jobless. Studying computer science for 7 years, the computer science memes were not a joke because I can't get a job. So a subscribe would help because I don't have any sponsors, guys. So in Diamond AI, it allows players to move, shoot, reload, and interact with the environment. Sure, it doesn't look as polished as the real thing. You may need to squint a bit for it to be convincing. The fact that it's fully functional, reacts to players' movements in a realistic manner is really impressive. And we're not talking about a 2.5D shooter from the 90s. This is CSGO, the game a lot of people have spent way too many hours playing. We're talking about AI simulating an entire game, not just how it looks, but how it plays and how it functions. And the best part of this is, it was trained on only 87 hours of human gameplay. That's all it took, 87 hours of footage and 12 days of training. Like somehow with only 87 hours, it was able to learn how every corner of the map looks and how the gameplay mechanics was. Now, that's way more I can say for most of you because after 87 hours, a lot of you guys are still trash, okay? I got out of bronze in Fortnite in like 4 games, okay? Now, I'm wondering, what if we gave this Diamond AI more data? What could it do with 500 hours of footage instead of 87? Would it look almost identical to CSGO? Honestly, this is extremely terrifying and fascinating at the same time, and I'm kinda scared to what on earth we've just created, guys. Imagine if you just want to pirate a game in the future, so you just watch someone stream the game and then you just copy the entire game and play it yourself. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know, just a random idea I just came up with.
Because the fucking youth of society. You shut up when I'm talking to you! You shut your mouth!
But what does this all mean for gaming? I've been yapping a lot, but what does this actually mean? Will all future games just be AI generated like this? Or is there more to it? To be honest, the future of gaming doesn't have much to do with generating a game on the fly. No matter how efficient it looks, it's not really a viable option because look at how the model is trained. All it is doing is memorizing every aspect about the game and then trying to replicate it from memory based on the user inputs and the previous frames. So to make an AI simulation of a game, you would need the game in the first place. And if you already have a fully working and made game, then why on earth would you replicate it? So there basically would be no point of the AI model. Does that make sense? Well, if it doesn't, you're an idiot. You need serious help and you should probably get off YouTube and get off Instagram Reels and stop being stupid because that was common sense. So yeah, AI is not really a big deal in gaming then. No, you fool. AI is single-handedly the reason gaming will change forever. Don't believe me? Just sit down and let me cook, okay? I have 3 major reasons why AI will completely overhaul the gaming industry. To even understand these 3 reasons, we first need to look at some of the capabilities of AI in the creative industry.
No.
One of the industries everyone thought that AI will never be able to touch was art, because art is like essentially human and requires a lot of skill and stuff. I can't do art. While it makes sense you have to be creative to create art pieces and a machine cannot be creative, all AI can do is repeat things it already knows and regurgitates it. It's actually similar to the school system if I think about it. However, to everyone's surprise, art was one of AI's strongest capabilities. It's gone to the point where AI has generated over 15 billion images. That is insane. AI images are said to be over 2% of the daily uploaded images to the internet. And the worst part, or best, is that it's getting harder to tell the difference between AI and real art. And that's when it gets dangerous. If I can just type some text and get an image in a few seconds, why would I pay for an artist to draw an image for me? I'd have to pay them and it takes longer. It just doesn't make sense. Of course, these are all arguments in terms of using AI in the business perspective because the businessman is not going to care about ethics or anything. So don't come at me. I'm not exactly saying this is a good idea. I'm just a messenger here. Another aspect of AI which has gone really good is voice cloning and text-to-speech. AI has gotten so good at this point where you can make yourself sound like anyone. If you have enough audio samples, that is. For example, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen these AI videos. Of course, Jenna Ortega is not teaching you math. This is just an AI, just in case it fooled anyone. Now, it's quite common we see AI voiceovers of famous people. I mean, we had the whole Donald Trump, Obama, and Joe Biden playing Minecraft together. It was peak cinema, I really do have to be honest. And these are all W's in my opinion, because who wouldn't want to see the presidents play Minecraft together? But one of my personal favorite uses of AI is funny AI song covers, because nothing gets better than this. Demo starts emoting. Play what is the method. Now that we understand the capabilities of AI, let's discuss the 3 reasons I mentioned earlier. The first reason is cost efficiency. I slightly touched upon this earlier, but let me expand on this. AI is extremely cost effective. Consider the money needed for creating high quality assets like textures, animations, and voice acting, or even sound design. Studios often hire large teams of artists, designers, and voice actors and developers and anything you can think of. Sometimes these studios take years upon years to bring a game to life. This is where AI comes in to revolutionize the cost structure. Let's compare the cost and the time efficiency of an AI model to a human voice actor. A human VA would cost approximately £8,000. A game project has multiple VAs, so we can assume the total cost would be about $50,000. And I would do the conversion to dollars, but I won't because I'm lazy, so figure that out yourself. This is all on the low end, by the way. So how much would a AI voice actor cost? Well, nothing. This concept applies to other aspects like 3D models, textures, and level design. It's just much cheaper to use an AI than to hire artists. And of course, realistically, companies wouldn't bat an eye about replacing human resources with much cheaper, efficient AI alternatives. And they would be a fraction of the price. You don't have to bring out contracts, you can adjust things on the fly, and you don't have to deal with stuff like emotions and holidays and, feelings. Realistically, they would incorporate a mix of both human and AI in order to reduce costs and cut corners where possible. So I don't think it's going to be a total AI situation. The second reason ties closely to the first, and that's time efficiency of AI. One of the major strengths that AI has is that it's able to generate anything near instantly, be it text, images, or whatever. It's fast at generating content, and that's what makes it so appealing. What would take 2 days can be done in a few minutes. Just think about it. They were able to clone CSGO in just 87 hours of gameplay footage and 500 hours of training. That's insanely fast considering how many hours it goes to actually make a game and how many people are involved. I know that's not a one-to-one example, but it just blows your mind to think about. Let's look back at the VA example. What would have taken months of voice acting and retakes and so on, an AI can easily generate in a few hours. Furthermore, if there were any modifications to the script, instead of having to call back and reschedule a voice actor, you can have an AI rewrite and redo the lines there and then. An AI can just instantly get it done, no questions asked. So it would honestly be an easy decision to pick an AI. I mean, AI voices right now aren't exactly the best, but this is the worst they're ever gonna be. So in a few years or even months, they can be nearly indistinguishable to human voices. Then finally, the last and most interesting reason is the ability to automatically generate content. We've seen it in Minecraft AI. It was able to take any screenshot and from just that generate a playable Minecraft experience. And of course, using it to generate a game is silly, but using it to generate NPC dialogue or even massive world maps would be an interesting result. Currently, in-game procedural generation is pretty basic. I won't bore you with the details. Even though each game world is new, they have a similar feeling. However, with AI, we can introduce a new type of procedural generation. Imagine if an AI can develop a story-based game based on users' actions, like D&D on steroids or something. It could build a fantasy world based on just what the user prompts and how the game expands around it. That would be insane. Think about how sane this is. 3 months ago, everyone was shocked that AI can generate Doom. 2 months ago, we saw it can generate CSGO. And now we have a almost playable Minecraft. That's all AI generated on the fly, real-time generative AI. The speed of this progress is anything but normal. Imagine if we can go back to 2022, just 2 years ago, and I told you in 2 years, you will type a sentence and an AI will generate a complete video from it. You'll probably think I'm high or something. And yet here we are. We've already surpassed that and we can generate content in real time. Don't get me wrong, I love this stuff. It's groundbreaking, innovative, and can create incredible things. But in the wrong hands, this technology is absolutely terrifying. So let me show you what a glimpse of what the future could hold. Right now, it's possible to generate a video of someone saying or doing anything, and that alone is scary to think about. While current deepfakes would probably not fool anyone, imagine incorporating real-time generation. Think about it, the same AI that can generate Minecraft in real time could also soon generate a live video of a completely fake person speaking to you. This wouldn't just look real, it would feel real. Their mannerisms, tone, and expressions could perfectly mimic someone you know. This can cause a serious concern as this opens the doors for new social engineering attacks. People already fall for fake text messages or emails or phone calls to take private data. Imagine you think you phone up your friend and it's actually someone else entirely. You could think about phishing attacks that could happen. You can receive a phone call or video from your boss asking for some sensitive data. The new fraud and other scamming tactics will become a lot harder to distinguish. And this takes social engineering attacks to a whole new level. It is going to be extremely hard to distinguish what's real and what's not. And there has to be a way to add some form of visual guidance to what's generated content and what's not. Otherwise, we're going to have a big problem in the near future. The 2024 elections recently finished with Donald Trump winning, and that opened up a whole can of worms which I do not want to open. Thankfully, I live in the UK, where it's raining every single day. The alarming part about the 2024 elections was the insane amounts of AI images being made. To be fair, a lot of them were made for comedic reasons, but that doesn't mean someone can't use them to cause harm for other parties' reputations. This would easily fool your 60-year-old grandparents who don't know anything about AI and would believe that Donald Trump could do whatever he's doing in this AI photo. Imagine a fake interactive interview with party leaders. Using AI, the party leader could be made to say or do something entirely appropriate. This AI can make it look indistinguishable from reality, especially with how good voice cloning is getting and all. Even though the AI video can be debunked later, the initial damage caused will still be there. This can be even more dangerous on voting day, when everyone is online and people's votes can be easily swayed. This isn't all hypothetical. We've already seen something similar with how fake images can easily fool people during hard times. We saw this image of a girl holding her dog during Hurricane Helen. This image circulated across social media and a lot of people were believing it. A lot of people started criticizing the Biden administration. At least this image, in my opinion, is obviously fake if you look at it for more than 10 seconds. I mean, it goes without saying. And if this image was able to make so much noise in social media, imagine just how bad it could possibly get in the future. Furthermore, this doesn't just stop at propaganda tools. AI-generated footage could be used to fabricate fake CCTV footage or any form of incriminating evidence against a person. You could be charged for a crime you never even committed. And that's the only reason I made this video. So if you ever see footage of me doing anything, that was an AI clone, okay? It was not me, it was a clone. I already went over this point before, but it's one of the major concerns that's already happening to this day. All artists from musicians, 3D model artists, animators, and anything in between are all at risk of losing their jobs. AI is already such a scary thing for voice actors. A lot of voice actors have voiced their concern about how AI voice cloning will allow corporations to replace them for a much cheaper alternative. And especially in this economy where jobs are hard to find and, layoffs are very common nowadays, this is a very real thought to have. One example that even I fell for was an AI musician known as TWXN. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of that one song and all the TikTok edits. When I first heard this, I thought Future and Yeet made a song. Yes, I know it's supposed to be Playboy Carti, but it sounds more like Yeet. Specifically when slowed, so be quiet. This song has over 100 million streams on Spotify. Like, this is insane. AI just cloned these people's voices and created an absolute banger. As AI becomes increasingly integrated into our daily lives, its psychological risks are emerging as a major concern, and in my opinion, the biggest concern. While AI is a lot of fun to mess around with, it really does blur the line between digital and the real world. This is one of the issues that are very hard to manage and stop the impact of. Currently, social media addiction is a real threat. Nearly half of all the teenagers in the UK feel like they are addicted to social media. That's 50% of teenagers, and that is abnormal. And this is scary due to the fact that this is the age where the most brain development occurs. So all of us getting collective brain rot from scrolling 1,000 reels a day probably isn't a good start. And the increased use of social media can damage their future capabilities such as socializing and education. Many studies show that social media addiction can cause many issues such as lack of sleep, dopamine addiction, depression, and even dangerous thoughts. I can definitely talk from experience here because some days I've ended up on my phone for 16 hours. I can literally feel my brain melting in real time. Imagine how much worse it is for younger people. So now think of the damage that could be caused if we add AI into the mix. We are seeing major rise in AI chatbot being used. ByteDance, creators of TikTok, have released an AI chatbot called Doubao is said to have 51 million active users, according to AICPB.com. I said it. ChatGPT is said to have 100 million active weekly users. These are the chatbots that a lot of us recognize and know of. However, there are different types of AI chatbots that are becoming more popular. These AI-friendly chatbots have not been well integrated into social media apps. However, there are many reports of people feeling attached to them and even addicted to messaging them. To be fair, it makes sense. Over 60% of young adults and teenagers feel loneliness and that they don't have anyone to talk to. And now they have this tool, this AI chatbot, which they can talk to whenever and about whatever they want. It will always respond instantly and agree or partake in whatever conversation they want. Why would they ever bother trying to get out of their comfort zone and try to make friends when they have someone that's always there for them and they could always talk to? Sewell, a 14-year-old boy from Florida, was enthralled with a chatbot built by Character AI. This chatbot was built after a character from Game of Thrones. He would text the chatbot dozens of times a day from his phone, spending hours alone in his room. And on February 28th, he died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. This is an incredibly tragic case, and it just goes to show just how dangerous these chatbots can be, especially if unregulated. If you guys ever feel alone or want help, please try to get help. Because remember, you are not alone. These cases will only get worse as AI gets more advanced. It may be easy for adults to distinguish and create boundaries for these AI. However, children lack the capabilities to know the difference. This could cause major psychological issues for them. They might develop unhealthy attachment to AI chatbots or develop a distorted understanding of relationships or trust. Over time, this can lead to emotional detachment from real humans, altering their social behavior in a very dangerous way. Sooner or later, these chatbots will become more realistic. They will have real avatars, better conversation, better memory, more realistic emotions. Soon the line between real and fake will be blurred. In Blade Runner 2049, there's an AI character. This AI seems to have real emotions as if it was really alive. It simulates real emotions like love, anger, and sadness. The AI even has memory, being able to recall previous conversations and events. She responds to her surroundings. She even takes care of the main character. It appears to be self-aware. During the movie, you can sometimes even forget this is an AI that you're watching. Another movie that I think is eerily close to reality is Red, just because of how integrated ChatGPT and other common AI models are integrating in our modern life, like Apple Intelligence. How AI can manage our personal tasks and integrate with our systems we have nowadays. Just like the movie itself, slowly integrating into our lives and soon becoming inseparable when we create emotional attachments to them. And we forget that these are artificial beings and not real people, which can lead us to be not only functionally dependent on AI, but also emotionally attached, and can really blur the line between what's real and what's not. with the line between human and AI interactions being extremely blurred. During the movie, you sometimes even forget that they are an AI program through the entire time, and you may actually think that they were a human character after all. This begs the question, what does it mean to be alive? What difference does it make to have simulated versus real emotions if the outcome is the same? As AI becomes more realistic, these questions will be at the forefront of our dystopian future. The scary part of all this isn't what we see today, it's what's coming. AI technology is evolving faster than we can comprehend. If AI can evolve from Doom to Minecraft in just 3 months, what will it look like in a year? Will we be able to successfully regulate this technology in time, or will it get out of control before we even have a chance to address the many risks of AI? Remember, this is the worst AI will ever be. The essence of technology is by no means anything technological. It is the way of revealing. Martin Heidegger. This is a quote that I really love. Heidegger's quote could be interpreted in many ways, but the way I always saw it was that a tool could help a person reveal their true nature by giving them the ability to enact it. Tools have the ability to unleash possibilities that would have once been a dream hidden in the back of one's mind. They grant someone the ability to break free from social norms, which, though may sound negative, could be a positive. A person might not openly express aggression, for example, but a tool, be it a weapon, a position of power, or even social media, provides a means to enact those desires, thus revealing the underlying self that was previously concealed. AI is just a tool. This tool can either improve society or destroy it, just like every other tool created before. And just like every other tool, it must have regulations implemented to control the misuse of it. However, due to how fast AI is developing, it is hard to implement restrictions and regulations. AI evolves too fast, and our current legal system is not able to implement restrictions fast enough. Especially with how profitable AI is, it's hard to pass bills that will slow down its progress. Major companies are insisting that these regulations should not be implemented. Without such regulations, we are only just enabling the misuse of AI. Currently, you are allowed to clone the voice of anyone, generate AI photos and videos of a person without major consequences. Of course, as long as these videos are not defamatory. AI is but a tool. Unregulated, this tool will cause havoc. Heavily regulated, it will hinder its progress. Finding a balance will be a difficult challenge.